Okay, welcome to the podcast. My name is Dakota Gorman. I am interested in Dark Angel as well as you are. Just introduce myself. I'm 35 years old. I appreciate James Cameron's movies a lot. Loved Terminator 2. Saw it when I was just a wee little kid, and I was hooked to his movies ever since. Also, I enjoyed The Abyss. Now that's maybe not so popular movie of his, but I really appreciated it. And if you haven't seen The Abyss, please check it out. I was 15 at the time, and so seeing a female protagonist, X5 cyborg chick, kick butt, yes, that appealed to me very much. So that's how I got very interested in it. Now, the purpose of this podcast is not to go scene by scene discussing the show and analyzing it and dissecting it, because people who are listening here already seen Dark Angel, and they're probably fanned out as much as I am as far as knowing everything. But I got a confession to make. I haven't seen the second season yet. I've bought the DVD set back in 2004 when I moved out on my own, and I watched the first season. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch it again normally as I would, and then watch it again with commentary on each episode. And I'm going to really try to find out more information and just get a second opinion on, being 2019, has this show really aged well? So I'm excited to do that, and I hope you are excited too. So we begin the pilot showing that we are in Gillette, Wyoming. Now, I looked up this town, and it is true, a real place. It's, as of 2017, the population was estimated to be 30,560. So I appreciated that it wasn't a made-up town, that actually, if you wanted to go see the place, you can say, hey, I've been to the place where they supposedly Dark Angel took place. But we know that this was filmed in Vancouver, Canada, so you can't really actually go see this scene. But we see these kids are in the woods. Zach orders the kids to split up in two. Max didn't really want to do this, but he insisted, and as we turn to find out, that it ended up saving her life. Now you see the main enemy, Donald Lidecker. Now, he's played by John Savage, and he is known for in 1978 film Deer Hunter, 1998 film Thin Red Line, and an upcoming movie, which is set to be due out in 2020, The Last Full Measure. Now, I like to look up actors' bio just to be like, well, where else did I see him in? So that's what I like to do, and I hope you like to listen to these interesting facts that I'm going to throw out there. So, what's the best way to capture a bunch of kids that just escaped out of a jail? Well, why not we use tasers and snowmobiles? That's the best way to capture them, right? Well, being 15, this intro, it blew my mind. I haven't seen, at the time, engineered kids escaping from prison with superpowers. Today we've seen it. Maybe this was the first show or movie that other shows and movies got inspired to do. Like there's The OA on Netflix. There's Stranger Things and Sense8. I don't know if there was another movie or show at this time that had this idea. You know, there was The Terminator, but that was directed by James Cameron himself. Well, maybe he was just a mastermind of it. If you know of a show or a movie that does, please let me know, because I am curious if there is, or if this is the first. I really enjoyed the music in this pilot, especially right here in this scene of the snowmobiles coming, the escaping, or them trying to capture these kids. It really gets a sense that this show you're about to watch is suspenseful. It's going to be kick butt, so to speak. It's going to blow your socks off. And the score, or music, is actually made by, or composed by Joel McNeely. Now, he was born in March 28th, 1959 in Madison, Wisconsin, and also known for composing such scores in the movie Avengers. No, not that superhero movie, The Avengers, but the 1998 movie with Uma Thurman and Sean Connery. So, the beginning sequence, it really captivated me. I can't say that enough. I was hooked. But we go into her life now in a post-apocalyptic Seattle, and that scene of the Space Needle, really cool. I really appreciated the look they made of this dystopian sci-fi life after this EMP bomb, I think I said that right, took out all the electronics. So she works as a bike messenger in this UPS kind of setting. And it kind of reminds me, if you've seen the show King of Queens, kind of reminds me of that. I thought that was kind of funny. But I know it's not based off King of Queens, but I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed her scenes of, or her abilities as she's dropping off the package. They show off her ability to just enhance or zoom in on an item, and it turned out to be the god Ra from Egypt. And she wanted that item because she wants to fund her of getting these drugs, that because she has flashbacks and seizures, because during the experimentation she wasn't quite perfect, so she has these drawbacks of seizures and stuff, as you well know. Now, in the crash bar scene where we see them collecting bets to see if she can recall a number from memory on speed dial, if you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, this bar is called Zeitgeist. I'm going to spell it for you so you can look it up. But if you want to actually go to that bar, it's Zeitgeist. Zeitgeist. So that's a little trivia there, that if you want to go and visit a piece of history, there you go. Now, original Cindy, who is played by, just a minute here, Valerie Ray Miller. She played in such shows as Family Matters in 1993 as Helen. Also, the host of the show Gladiators 2000. And also voiced a video game called Batman: The Enemy Within as Tiffany Fox. So that's this little history of original Cindy. And I thought she was really funny too in that bar scene as well. So we're getting backstory here of her superpowers, how she can memorize numbers and repeat them back very fast. How she goes to her investigator that she hired because she's trying to find her friends, her kids that she escaped from the Manticore facility. And you can just really start to get a backstory of how, let you know that this stunt that's about to show when she's swinging from one building to another, that was actually performed. That's no green screen. So that's really impressive. I really enjoyed that fact that from the commentary that, yeah, that actually happened. So there you go. Some interesting fun fact there. So when Max and Logan finally meet, that's where we are introduced to really this relationship, how they are going to become couple, so to speak. You can really tell how they directed this to where the sparks are flying all of a sudden. I could read you some of the dialogue that they shared. When Logan says that I was expecting someone else to break in, she goes, well, at least I guess I'm not the pizza delivery guy. And then she goes, I love to hang and discuss art, but I just got a jet. By the way, I love your show. You can just tell that they're very witty and their relationship's going to grow further from here. We get more backstory of Sketch wanting to help wanting help from Max to get him out of this sticky situation because he's cheating on his girlfriend. And Sketch is very sketchy. So she kicks butt, acts like Sketch's girlfriend, and this is just really a scene to show Max's superpowers and how that she is not a woman to be messed with. She will kick your butt if you mess with her. Now, another interesting fact that I learned from commentary is that Max really, or Jessica Alba, really wanted to work out for this role. She had a personal trainer, and her personal trainer's name was Ramona Braganza. Now, I will have a link for her YouTube channel in my show notes so that you can check out her at Fitness Advice if you're interested in that kind of thing as well. You can really tell Jessica Alba's been working out when she takes her shirt off, gets into bed. Anyway, she wakes up because there is that image, that idol again, that she stole back in her apartment. She's like, well, how did this get here? Well, she goes back to Logan's apartment to discuss that very situation. And I've got an audio clip I want to share of the real chemistry, again, captured when they stand in front of the mirror.
American, neoclassic, gold leaf detail, late 1800s. I could probably fence it for $2 or $3 grand.
No. I meant this. Probably the most singularly beautiful face I've ever seen.
Expensive gifts, surprise late night visits, over-the-top flattery. Do you always come on this strong?
Only when I meet someone I have to know everything about. Now I think I know pretty much everything.
Am I watching soaps? What's going on here? You can tell things are starting to get pretty heavy in their relationship, and I like that. I think it builds a good foundation of the relationship between Max and Logan. Now, there's another flashback scene here that Max is having to really explain her backstory. And this is another interesting note that I would like to share with you because I really enjoyed it from the commentary. Is that Max sees this girl. She takes the gun from the guard, and then they're at the end of the scene, or they're at the end of the hallway, where she's pointing the gun at Donald Lydecker. And she gets shot eventually, but Max witnesses this, and it really had an impression on her mind that she is not going to use a gun with her superpowers. And she felt that it was a very violent situation. She didn't want to use a gun, and I really appreciated that point. I'm going to take a break, but I'll be right back in a moment to talk more about Dark Angel. And then we get to the mansion. We see that iconic red dress. Man, when I was 15, my mind was going crazy. Well, she definitely rocked that dress. It looked good on her. But my only skepticism now, watching it in 2019, is how could she fit perfectly in that dress when the other woman, she wasn't her size? Well, we will just chalk that up to continuity error. Maybe they didn't really care that it didn't make sense. They just wanted her to be in that red dress. Either way, really beautiful. She rocked it. So, we're finally getting near the end of the pilot, and I would just like to share something that I really came as a revelation to me when I watched it the second time, is that it didn't make sense to me when Max was talking with her friend that helped her try to find her friends. with license plate and all that. Why would she talk about the location of the missing girl on a bugged line? Why would she give her location with a linebacker obviously listening in on her? Well, surprise, she knew about it. She knew that she was being listened in, and she wanted Lidecker to come to that location with all her forces, all the men, all the bodyguards, SWAT team, I guess you call it. She wanted them there because that would be used as a weapon, a tool for her to get in there unnoticed and take that girl right in front of Lidecker's face. That was brilliant. Brilliant writing. I so much appreciated going back and listening to commentary on that, finding out that point. So at the very end, families reunited with the daughter's reunited with the mother. Max goes off and does a wheelie, riding off into the sunset, so to speak. But then another alternate ending that they decided to keep in is Max and Logan meet again. This time she sees Logan in a wheelchair, and she's starting to feel guilty that, well, she kind of was the cause of him being in a wheelchair. She could have been there to stop him from getting that outcome. But he decides that I have more information on these children that you're looking for. And she first wasn't interested, but then she saw that it was Zach. So that kind of sets it season up. This is what they're going to be doing. They're going to be looking for these other children that escaped. End of scene. So I thought it held up well. Being shot back in 2000, I thought it was really good. It felt like a movie that could be done today in 2019. But coming from James Cameron, I would expect that, because it certainly lived up to his standards. Now, as far as notable bloopers and mistakes go, I looked up a few. I didn't want to read them all because I could be talking and it'd be kind of boring. But I just thought I would look up a few that were funny or something that maybe you didn't catch. So in the beginning, when Max is leaving her apartment building with her bike, you can see graffiti painting of eyes only. But you may not notice this because we haven't been introduced yet to eyes only. So go back and see if you can check out that painting. Another continuity mistake is at the very end when Max goes and sees Logan. She walks up and leans on the same metal frame twice. Once with the camera on her and once with it on Logan. So go back and see if you can catch that. Jessica Alba began her television and movie appearance at the age of 13 in Camp Nowhere and The Secret World of Alex Mack. And she obviously starred in Dark Angel at the age of 19. She later appeared on Honey, Sin City, Fantastic Four, Into the Blue, and The Rise of Silver Surfer from Fantastic Four, and in Good Luck Chuck. In 2012, she co-founded the Honest Company, which is a natural baby brand that is good if you're not into the chemicals and stuff that many baby products are released today. She was born on April 28th, 1981 in Pompano, California, to a Mexican father and a French mother. As a child, she suffered from a collapsed lung, pneumonia, and a ruptured appendix, and a cyst on her tonsils. As a child, she appeared in Nintendo and JCPenney commercials. Now that's something that I would like to find, because I love Nintendo. I collect Nintendo games. Now, while filming Dark Angel, Alba and fellow co-star Michael Weatherly, so Max and Logan, they began a 4-year relationship. On Alba's 20th birthday, Weatherly proposed to her, despite being 12 years of age difference. Well, her parents didn't approve this, and because of the age difference, they eventually broke up. In March of 2006, on an issue of Playboy magazine, her image was used without her permission. She sued the company, but later was dropped. The lawsuit was dropped after Hugh Hefner apologized and then made donations to the 2 charities that Alba supported. I want to take a moment just to look back in time to Tuesday, October 3rd, 2000. What exactly was going on that day when Dark Angel was released? Well, the U.S. president was Bill Clinton, and people were listening to Madonna, and Against All Odds and Mariah Carey was on the top 5. Pay It Forward, directed by Mimi Leder, was one of the most viewed movies released in 2000, while The Rescue by Nicholas Sparks was one of the best-selling books. On TV, people were watching Welcome to New York. And if you're playing video games, either you're playing Evolution, Eternal Dungeons, or Empire of the Ants. The average price of gallon of gasoline was $1.48 a gallon. The top 10 songs were Madonna, Music, Gimme Just One Night by 98 Degrees, Janet Jackson, It Doesn't Really Matter, Destiny's Child, Jumpin', Jumpin', Number 5, Three Doors Down, Kryptonite. Number 7, Creed, With Arms Wide Open. And Matchbox 20, Bent. And Country Grammar, Nelly, releasing an album. I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the episode, but the pilot is directed by David Nutter. Now, David Nutter is an American film, television and film director and producer. He is best known for directing pilot episodes for television. In 2015, he received a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Director for a Drama Series, and none other than HBO series Game of Thrones. This pretty much wraps up this first episode, the premiere episode of Dark Angel and podcast. I would really want this show to be about us, the people who watch it. You can reach me at darkangelpod on Twitter, and I also have darkangelpod@gmail.com if you would like to send me an email. You can also go to my Twitter account, and then I have a website that you can leave a voice message to appear on this podcast. Now, I reached out for people to get their first impressions on the pilot, what they liked about it, what they didn't like, who was their favorite character. I haven't got a response yet, but again, I'm new. I don't expect a lot of people to know about me, especially since I haven't released the pilot yet. So I will come back to this if I ever get some more messages from anyone, really, that their impression about Dark Angel. I did put out a poll, and then I asked, what was your favorite part of the pilot? Well, I got 4 votes, and 25% said kids escaping. I had 4 options. I had kids escaping, the red dress, the relationships, or other. So they had to explain if they wanted to choose other. So I got 25% say this kids escaping was their favorite. 75% said the relationships. Now I have to agree with that. I really liked the relationship between Max and Logan. And I really think that made the show. And we're going to find some later episodes just how great the relationship became between them. So that does it for this episode of the pilot. Next week we will be discussing the episode 2 of the first season, Heat, directed by Michael Cattleman, written by Patrick Harbison, and the original air date was October 10th of 2000. So, again, take care and have a great day.